Hey, howdy there, folks. Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you with another offering off of my Sampler Platter. What is my Sampler Platter? If you haven't seen any of my other episodes, it's a little show that I do where I try new or gimmicky or kitschy items, food and drink related. Sometimes I highlight restaurants, places that I like, and I basically just yammer on about stuff and do things because why not, folks? Why not? I mean, reasons. Like, I could not be doing this and I could be, like, bettering myself as a person. But that takes way more effort than me going over there and putting a phone right there and then pressing the button and then buying things and eating them. So, check-in, mate. So yeah, folks, what is it that I'm trying today? Well, folks, boom! Yeah. This is Food Fight. Harissa Explains It All Spicy Pepper Flavored Milk Chocolate. This one is going to be part of my FYE special, albeit the rest of the ones that I filmed for that, I filmed like 2 weeks ago. It's been a little bit since I've actually done like a batch of these, just because I did so many like kind of in a row that I wanted to, one, I wanted to take a little bit of a break, and B, I didn't want to completely exhaust my supply of items to try. So this one's going to be part of that, so it's going to get like interjected, I guess, which would be a little bit weird, different shirt and everything, but whatever. Does anybody give a shit about the continuity of my show? Fuck no. Why would anybody do that? I mean, I could give you actual reasons to do it. Like, I could come up with a whole weird subplot thing, you know, off in the background and stuff that people could speculate about. But again, that goes back to, like, effort and stuff, and clearly this is not what I'm aiming for with this show. I'm doing this firmly for the shits and giggles. And it's an excuse to do stupid things like eat this crap. But yes, I got this from FYE. I do believe it's an FYE exclusive. Am I still good? Yes, the Best Buy is still good, so I don't have to worry about dying. I apparently got it for $1.77. It was originally $3.99. But yeah, they had this FYE, if you're not aware. They're a store. It stands for Your Entertainment. It's still like DVDs, CDs, things like that old folks like me still enjoy buying. But they also do like food and stuff like that they always have like a little section for like gimmicky stuff like this. So I saw this and I figured why the hell not. So and it's got the link into Clarissa Explains It All, which is a show that I haven't thought about in quite a long time. And to that effect, you know, I usually like to tell a little story or something that associates myself with the item that I'm about to try. And so we've got the thing related to the Clarissa Explains It All, which was a show when I was a very small child. It was on Nickelodeon. So long ago now, folks. But yeah, I grew up really enjoying that show. The way it kind of worked with my family at the time, my mom and dad separated when I was very young, so, you know, they had shared custody. Custody! Yes! Lots and lots of custard in my family. Custody. And so I would go visit my mom on the weekends. She didn't live very far away, and just kind of walk over there. It was a good time. And over at her place, they had like cable and stuff like that, so I would watch like all the things and stuff like that. Whereas living with my dad, we lived with my grandparents at the time, and they didn't have any of that at the time. So, it was a little bit more Spartan, but at the time you didn't really care. You're a little kid. It was good times. But yeah, so when I would go over by my mom, she would have Nickelodeon, and they would play Clarissa. Why am I struggling with this? Clarissa Explains It All. And I liked this show, but I was like way too young to really get it, because like it's all about like this like girl who's like coming into sort of like her teenage years and stuff, but then it's also like really funny and witty. And like that's just what I took away from it versus like really anything else. So but I have very fond memories, even though I don't really remember any of the episodes. But I do have very, starred Melissa Joan Hart, who later went on to be I think, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yes, I didn't watch Sabrina. I was a little bit older at that point. I wasn't so into the things. But I believe that's the case. And she also, she had a weird thing where, for a little while, they tried to make her kind of like an actual, movie person, too, I remember. Good on her. I like the show. So, anyway, that's my little association, is the fact that I used to watch the show, and I don't remember it very well, but I remember enjoying it. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this out. I mean, it's apparently spicy pepper flavored, sure, why the hell not? Gimmick is as gimmick does. Now, here's the question, folks. If you watch any of my other FYE specials, you might know what's coming next. We're going to play a little game called Did They Use the Generic Chocolate Mold? My guess is they did. Let's see. Yep, yes indeed they did, folks. But this is the bigger generic chocolate mold. But yeah, FYE, they pretty much all their products, and I'm not ragging on them. It's just a gimmicky item, so of course, just use a generic mold. But all their chocolate bars pretty much look the same within a certain size range. If they're smaller, they look a certain way. Bigger, they look a certain way. But so, I've had spicy stuff in chocolate before. I'm perfectly okay with it. So we'll see how it does in this particular candy bar. Okay. So, for most of it, you just get some pretty good tasting chocolate. Maybe not super high end stuff or anything, but it's not trying to be. But it's tasty enough. And then, kind of 3/4 of the way through, you get hit with a little bit of the heat. And it kind of lingers there. It's not substantial, but it's noticeable. And it actually, like I said, I've had, chocolate and spicy things before, and generally I like them. And this, I would say, follows suit. Chocolate. And then, yeah, you get a little bit of the kick. And you do get a little bit of an aftertaste, too. Which is interesting. Yeah, the heat does its job and kind of holds throughout. It kind of reaches up a little bit closer to the end. You do get a little bit of that aftertaste of, I guess, pepper, or whatever it's trying to go for. Which isn't the most pleasant aftertaste, but it's not unpleasant. It's probably the only thing that I could see keeping this from actually being an on-the-shelf item at just gas stations and stuff like that. Because the rest of it is actually, like I said, the chocolate tastes well. The chocolate tastes good. And the bite from the pepper is not super substantial. And it's kind of just, like there, and it sort of like opens up some of the flavors in your mouth. But again, that aftertaste is just a little bit funky. But again, it's not unpleasant, so like I don't dislike it. But it's the worst part of something that's otherwise really tasty and good, but it's not, bad, if that makes any sense. It's there. It's my least favorite part of it, and it feels a little bit disjointed from the rest of it. Whereas I feel like the chocolate and the rest of the spiciness actually go together really well. That's the one part where it kind of stands out as being a little bit odd, but that's perfectly doable. Yeah, it's gimmicky and everything, but not in a substantial way or anything, and I personally found it to be actually rather good. And it's not overly rich or anything like that, so it's actually something where I could see myself just kind of, picking away at it, periodically without having to worry too much about, just feeling too much bleh, just too much chocolatey richness. I'm perfectly okay with that. For the most part, the FYE stuff that I'm trying to do, one more over here. They've done a fine job with their tastes and stuff like that. Some of them are a little bit generic, but in general, they're at least tasty enough. This one, yeah, I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm not going to eat it all, anytime immediately. It's going to go in the fridge for a little bit. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. So, that is that. I'm pretty much, that's my little take on the FYE item. The Food Fight Harissa Explains It All Spicy Pepper flavored. Not super spicy, actually pretty tasty. And, if you happen to run into one in an FYE and you've got that curiosity, you can think back to me and be like, I remember that guy who did the thing and he said it was okay. And he told a story about how he watched a show when he was a little kid. That's me, folks. Anyway, that is pretty much it for me. So I always like to sign off in a positive way. What is that positive way? Well, it's got 5 notes that go over there and form a symphony of positivity. That is my thing that I did in my last video that I just did, where I did, sorry, my video went a little bit weird. Hopefully it's still going. I did the Pipeworks Pineapple Guppy Beer. Weird stuff, folks. And that was my little thing that I came up with to add on to my side. Anyway, it's 5 notes. What are those 5 notes? Whatever you're doing, whatever flavor of chocolate you may or may not be trying, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, fantastic rest of your week, fantastic rest of your month, fantastic rest of your year. I hope you have a fantastic life, folks. I really do. Just keep kicking that ass whenever you can. If you can't, just try not to, mess anybody else up, And, hey, if you ever need help or something like that, trust me, folks, there's more people willing to help than you think. So, that was my, very special episode, part of the thing for whatever reason. Anyway, the only other thing that I like to do is to sign off. If for whatever reason you enjoy watching me do these videos, I don't know why you would, but maybe you do. You do 2 things for me. Number 1, watch the video. Number 2, do the thing. That's it, folks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign off. I still have 3 more items to try here, and then I'm going to go about my day. Saturday. Hooray! I have the day off. Yeah. Bye!